here for B-Sides at Bonnaroo 2023. So stoked to have one of the fantastic artists join us right now. It is Paloma Paris. I'm sorry, Paris Paloma. I don't know why I said that.
It's very funny. There is like so much confusion over where it's Paris Paloma or Paloma Paris. It is Paris Paloma.
It is.
Yeah. It gets very confused as to whether it's my surname or my first name. But yeah, my first name is Paris. My second name is Paloma. But, yeah.
Who are you named after?
My mum sort of, she just really enjoys Paris, and I think she just thought it was like a chic name, and Paloma is Spanish for dove, I believe, but also pigeon, which I kind of love because I have like an affinity to pigeons, and the whole connotations of like peace and prosperity that comes with that, I guess.
It's a beautiful name.
Thank you. Well, my mum did well.
I'm now curious, what's your middle name?
My middle name? Oh, I don't have it. It's just Paris and Paloma. Yeah.
And that's it?
Yeah.
And this is a stage name, Paloma?
No. It's my name.
So then I'm so curious, as someone that is indigenous to England with a Spanish surname.
Right. Oh, so Paloma is my middle name, but
I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now I get it. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, this is your first time in the U.S.
Right.
And you're performing.
Yeah, first time performing in the
right?
U.S. Yeah.
And at Bonnaroo, which is like such an amazing, iconic festival. Have you read up on it and know about much?
I know precious little about Bonnaroo, but I've come to discover more the past few weeks. Whenever I've told anyone I'm playing there, everyone just looks me up and down and goes, "Oh, you're gonna die from the heat," and that's the main thing that I've heard about it.
You don't experience this heat in England.
No, we melt over there. Yeah.
Every Brit I've spoken to has slowly melted during these conversations. Yeah. What is it like in Surrey? Surrey?
Surrey. Yeah.
Surrey? What is it like over there?
Surrey is just like southwest London. It's fine. It's just kind of English countryside, but bordering London, so there's great music in London and great culture.
Is it a suburb? Is it fair to say?
So Surrey, I guess, yeah. Like, I mean, I live in a suburb, but I'm originally from deep in the countryside in England, in Derbyshire, which is a lot more north than London.
What was your musical escape then during the period of growing up?
Oh my God. I mean, I feel like my musical upbringing has been so weird. My mum is a really big jazz fan, and lots of like Eva Cassidy and jazz, and lots of Motown actually as well. And I think because I didn't go into doing anything adjacent to those genres, she thinks I've gone to the dark side. No, I just do kind of folk and pop and stuff. But that was kind of the music I loved growing up. Kind of that folk which speaks to the more rural aspects of living in England, and then also the whole kind of this singer-songwriter focus on the words. I mean, I was a huge fan of Ed Sheeran when I was in my early teens, and seeing songwriting as first and foremost a vehicle for storytelling.
You went to school for visual arts.
Yes.
And then you also have this passion for music, and I love how you combine the two, because when I listen to your music, I have my own images in my head, and it's so interesting to see what you present. When you hear your song Labor, for example, what is it that you see?
Visually, you mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of my songs tied to quite visual themes, and so an example for Labor would be the island that the song speaks about, because I'm a really visual person, and I want to build a world in each song for it to exist in, and the island of Labor, I wanted it to represent the domestic paradise that so many women build and create and found for their male partners, and how the island is also a metaphor for the isolation of those relationships, and how so many people won't leave those relationships out of fear of the unknown of what lays outside it, and that's people really I'm so touched by how much people resonated with not just the message of the song, but also that visual imagery, because that's what I love so much.
And clearly the lyrics are what has taken the song into its own life, with women, men, non-binary folks posting on TikTok their own stories. It's hard to pause the videos and read all the text.
Yeah.
What has been the most surprising reaction? What's been the most touching reaction?
The most touching reactions I've had are when I get lovely messages from self-aware men telling me very frankly and without like shame that the song has made them reassess their behavior and made them and made them act in ways which they think in the future would save their relationships. And that's incredible to be able to just admit that about yourself, because that's what we need. The thing is that so many of the people who the song resonates with aren't the people who kind of need to be hearing it. Do you know what I mean? It's always the people who are on the receiving end of that stuff. So it's great to get those messages from those people.
Was that song written from an angry place?
I think it definitely was. I think it's like, it wasn't like a song about any singular point of anger. People ask me like who it's about, and there's not any one person. There's a reason why some things feel so like anthemic when they're put into song, because it's the accumulation of like a very slow burn frustration that's been going on for a very long time, and not just with me but with lots of different people. And I think that's, if it was just like you know, a song that I wrote in anger in like a singular moment, it wouldn't be the song that it is.
You referenced how your mom grew up, or your mom listened to Motown and different sounds that you did not go down. Yeah. What was her reaction to Labor?
I think she really liked it. She's actually, she loves some of my music. It's not her thing, but she really loves it. And the song that I've got coming out this month, she's obsessed with, and she loves so much. And it's called Yeti. And when we wrote it, when I wrote it, and then when I produced it with Justin Glasgow produced it. I sent it to her, and she was like, "Oh, you can't change it now. Like it sounds so good, you can't do it." And I was like, "It's half finished. Like it has to be, you know, finished." And she was like, "No, but it's so perfect." But yeah, so she's so supportive and loves stuff.
Is Yeti an extension of Labor? Because Labor is also part of another song that you had, right?
Oh, so that's interesting. I didn't think of it as sort of a part of another song, but I had a song come out the previous year called The Fruits, which very much engages with that topic of like feminine rage, but also just I kind of prefer the term female catharsis, like rather than feminine rage, because the whole emphasis on like feminine rage can so be like co-opted into this like fantasy of girl boss feminism that is like very non-inclusive, yeah, and also the implication that women are only permitted to be powerful when they're really angry, and it's like we shouldn't have things that are making us this angry and that feel this mistreated. And The Fruits, which came out a year prior, was one of those songs that came from like a real like guttural place where I needed to write something incredibly cathartic, and so I think those two have like stuck out and kind of joined hands together for that reason. But Yeti, I don't know. I guess it'll be interesting to see whether people see it as an extension of Labor, because to me it's like everything that Labor isn't about, like my work and my artist sound.
Awesome. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. It comes out later this month, like you said.
Yeah.
And it's so fascinating because you really have been on this, you know, steep curve in your career, and you're just getting started. Yeah, 100%. It's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. Best of luck with everything.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's so great to meet you.
Oh, you too.
It's
Thank you.
Paris Paloma right here on B-Sides.